Welcome to Flosstube. I'm the disorganized stitcher. I keep wanting to say the disgusted stitcher, but I'm definitely not disgusted. Hopefully I'm not disgusting. I am Mary. I have had Flosstube videos for several years, like 5 years really, under my Mary Beasley channel, but I'm switching over to this. So this is a new channel, but I'm not a new Flosstuber exactly. So I thank you all for watching, those of you who watched me on the other channel and those of you who are brand new to my stitching. I want to welcome you all. I am using a new device. I got a new tablet just for this, and I'm excited to see how it's going to work out. The camera is at kind of an odd place, so I'm still kind of getting used to that, and so we'll see how this goes. And also I am trying to do it quickly because my kids are occupied playing, and I adore my children, of course, and I love that they love my stitching. But sometimes it's easier to kind of do this. This. So first things first, I did a giveaway at my last video on my Mary Beasley channel. I only had a couple people enter. Not many. I think it was less than 10, which is fine because I had hit 500 subscribers on that channel, and that's why I did the giveaway. But I don't typically, put it in the title or in the description because I don't want people to come on and search for giveaway that wouldn't normally watch my stitching content. So I wanted it only to be for people who actually watched my content and got through my video. So I am posting a video over on that channel about that giveaway and who won. Excuse me, but I will do more giveaways on this channel when I hit certain milestones. So stay tuned and just be aware that I will not usually advertise that I'm doing it. So, okay, so let's get to it quickly. All right, let me show you my whips. So I've been doing a lot of stitching, and I am sure, let me see. Okay, I will start with my Nativity. I'm doing the Enchanted Stitching Challenges, and it's been really helpful. I'm getting a lot of stitching done because of it. I'm not even meeting all of the challenges, but even with the ones that I do, it's been very helpful. So here is my first one. This is my Holy Night Nativity that I had lost for a while, and I picked it back up again, and I worked on Joseph. Here I had misplaced the colors for Joseph, so I've got those. I just got those in, so I will finish him this month. I started the donkey and the cow, worked on the sheep a little bit, so it's a little over halfway done. There's still some back stitching to do over here, but most of this is done with the shepherds, the angel, baby, and then there's wise men here, and there's a bunch of beading on the wise men, so that'll be fun because I love beading actually, but I haven't done it for a while. So that's one, and that one is a gift for my mother. I'm hoping to get it done by August, but I need to go a little bit faster if I want to get it done in time for her birthday and get it framed. Because there's that. Okay, my Mirabilia. This is Garden Prelude. I didn't get a whole lot done on her this month, but I did some. I got some more of her purple ribbon, and she is on a background for the seaside. I'll be honest, this is not turning out the background quite like I envisioned, because it looks kind of like just a big gray stripe. But maybe, I don't know, maybe when she's framed it'll make more sense. Yeah, I don't know. See, this right here is like not working for me. But anyway, she herself is beautiful, so that's the main thing. And I did do some slight shading changes, and I changed the violin position a little bit because I felt like the scroll was sort of sagging down. And I grew up playing violin, and it just looked kind of weird. But otherwise, it's beautiful. and I just got to finish all these folds of the dress. This is my first Mirabilia, and I've got to say, it's amazing what Nora Corbett can do with these color, like, to make it look so, like, in depth and shiny, and with just DMC, it's really amazing. This one is just DMC. I'm not going to do the beading or anything. Moving right along. You know I like to get my stuff in quickly so you can move on to another Flosstube. Now I have my Heaven and Earth. This is Treasure Hunt Bookshelf by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. If I can get it. There we go. So here's this. Let's see through that one to see it, but it's on there. And this is, I got the green, I started the green books. I worked more on the lady's dress and her sash. Started this, finished up the hummingbird, more or less. And I am in love, if I can show you these bubbles. I don't know if you can tell, but these bubbles are amazing, especially when you stand back. That moment when you're stitching random colors and then you step back and you're like, oh, wow, that's what that was. So yeah, is that the coolest thing ever? I'm just thrilled with that so much. I love it. And there's a couple more to come. But that's the kind of thing where, like, you know, you don't realize, I don't think this is going to focus for me. Yeah, no. Okay. You don't realize when you're stitching, like, all these colors. I mean, I knew what it was, but I couldn't see it until it was done, and then I stepped back. Wow. Cool. So neat. And one more. I have a new start. I had said that I wasn't going to do any more starts for a while, but I wanted to stitch on snow. I live in Florida, and it's beautiful weather here right now. It couldn't be more perfect. But I've been kind of like wanting to stitch on some snow and winter scene for a couple of months, and one of the stitching challenges last month, the movie was Frozen, that I was doing, and so one of them was Stitch on Snow, so that was my excuse. So I pulled this out of my stash. It's a Treasured Time. It's from Dimensions. Is it straight on there? And it's really pretty. I love all of these, but this one is just like, it just, the depth and, you know, and dimension, pardon the, but I mean, it's called Dimensions for a reason, right? I was thinking that, because I've stitched for off and on for a long time. I started when I was 10, which is now 30 years ago, and I stitched a lot when I was a teenager, in my early 20s, and then when I had kids, you know, I kind of like babies, I had stopped for years, and then restarted back up again a while ago, and I was thinking that I had done a bunch of dimension kits when I was a teenager, but apparently I hadn't. Apparently, I think looking back, they were like Drusilla and Janlin, and they weren't Dimension. I think Dimension was just like on my wish list. So I realized when I started that I really hadn't done Dimensions, and I haven't done needlepoint, but I almost feel like it's a lot of kind of needlepoint type things on the Ada. So as some of you know that have done them, it's a lot of 3 and 4 strands through 16 count, and it's a lot of tent stitch, half stitch. And at first I felt a little bit betrayed by that, because I'm like, this is counted, but I'm actually really liking it once I got the hang of the thicker flosses. Excuse me. And honestly, it goes so much faster. My kids are like, Mom, like, you're just flying through it. Like, this is about a week and a half, I think. So yeah, I love it. And I love, this is another moment. Last night I was stitching this blue. I'm like, it's a really pretty blue. Da-da-da-da. And I got up to get a drink, and I came back and I'm like, oh, that's shadow. That's so cool. I'm such a nerd about it. I just love it so much. So, okay, that's my whips and my new start. And now I have a bunch of haul, at least a bunch for me to show you. Now, before I start haul, I'm crazy. And I had said in January, I had signed up for Stephanie Kine's Stitch from Stash. That's oh Miss So Crafty, on Flosstube. And she does a Facebook group, Stitch from Stash. And I was like, this is awesome. I'm not going to spend money this year because I have so much stash already that I don't, you know, that I can't get to. So yeah, I signed up for $5 a month was going to be my maximum in case I needed to replace some floss or something. And then I did really well in January. I came in with like 90 cents left over. And then February happened and I bought a lot of floss, like literally, like it was a buy of a lot. You know, like you get 100 100 for $8 or whatever. A bunch. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll do that and then I'll just make it up later. Then I bought something else, and then I bought something else, and I need to go off of the stash unloading pages because I've been on stash unloading, or like I'll need something from 123 Stitch, and then I'll be like, well, let me just throw in this one on sale. So I really need to back off of that because I bought a bunch that I did not need to do, and I need to be really good. I've been watching, see now I need to write these down. I believe it's Crafty Jamie, or Gamer Jamie. No, it's Gamer Jamie or Jamie Gamer. Flosstube, and she has been talking about how she hasn't been spending anything, and she went into Michael's and bought like one thing of floss, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So I aspire to be like that, and at least until I get some things finished. And then in the Stitch from Stash, you get things finished, then you can actually give yourself credit, imaginary credit, to buy more things. So that's nice. Plus, I need the incentive to get things done. I wasn't going to start anything, and I did start something. Oh well, I'm having fun with it. I'm just clearly not following my own goals here. Alright, so you want to see my haul where I wasn't supposed to have, that I'm not supposed to have? Alright, first I'll start with what I got last year, because that doesn't count as my being naughty. In Stitch from Stash, anything that you bought, I mean any like Fabric of the Month clubs or anything that you signed up before, doesn't count. So I will show you. So let's start with Under the Sea fabrics, because as some of you know, I love fabrics. I'm just obsessed with hand-dyed fabrics. So last Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I purchased, is this the one from Under the Sea fabrics? From Leslie, I purchased 3 fabrics. Autumn, which is 32 count Lagana. And Autumn, it's really pretty. It's really like a peachy, pinky peachy. I was expecting kind of a more golden orangey look, and it turned out kind of more peachy pink, but that's okay. I'll probably still use it. I have to do a floss toss, but I plan to do a Joan Elliott fairy, autumn fairy on it. There's that one. And then I have Whimsical Winter as well from Under the Sea Fabrics, which is just lovely. I just love it. This is the kind of look to me that makes Leslie's fabrics unique. I don't know. It's got a really neat pattern going on there. Yeah, I just realized there's some other stuff I might like to stitch on this color. So that's Whimsical Winter. Again, it's 32 count Lagana. And then actually I picked up, and this was after Cyber Monday, before the year. So she does the Fabric of the Month clubs, different fabrics every time, and then at the end of the year she offers a vote, like she puts them all up for sale and you can purchase, and then the ones that sell the best she will continue in the line for the next year and put it with the regular lineup. And there were 5 this year actually that she chose. This was my favorite, so I got a piece. It's called Icicle. It's a really pretty periwinkle lavender kind of, and I did get the opalescent sparkly, which I think this is only like my 2nd or 3rd piece of opal, and I haven't actually stitched on it yet, so I need to wait and see how I like that, but it's really pretty. I was thinking also of doing the same piece on either one of these, so I will decide. The Joan Elliott Winter Fairy on one of those. And I like that it's opal kind of for like a snowy background. I thought that was pretty. Snowy or icy. I really want to pick up another Joan Elliott and start, because her Medieval Lady that I finished last summer is my favorite project that I've ever done. She is just such a joy to stitch, and Joan Elliott just charts such beautiful, beautiful colors and ladies. Okay, picture this plus. So Cyber Monday, I also purchased, which one is this? Okay. See, I'm so organized. Hey, at least I have these all in like the same dyer group. Baby steps. This is dwarf. This is actually 28 count Lagana. I got it in a fat half. Yeah. So my hope is with this one to do the Mill Hill Christmas Village buildings all together like Stephanie Kine did. She's one of my gurus, if you can't tell. I love what she stitches. Go check her out if you haven't. You probably have, though. I think she's pretty well known. And I got 28 because I thought maybe the buildings would show up better, like the detail. I typically don't go that large, but I thought maybe for the buildings it might be nice. Especially since they have text on them, you know, the names of the shops and all that fun stuff. So fabric of the month. I have gotten 2 fabrics from Picture This Plus for the fabric of the month so far. The first one for January is Heartland. It's 32 count Lagana as well. Heartland is a beautiful golden, light brown tan, the color of wheat, hence the name Heartland. See what they did there? And my second one for February, appropriately, is a pinky. It's kind of a gray pinky called Quartz. I think it's also sometimes called Rose Quartz because I want to say they used to have another one called regular quartz. I'm not sure about that. But this is now just quartz. But it's really pretty. I have no idea what I will stitch on that. But it's going to happen. Picture This Plus is my favorite, if you can't tell, because that's who I have most of. And that moves us on to another favorite die that I just found recently called Be Stitch Me. And I'm hearing that name come up more on Flosstube now, which makes me really happy because I know she's been on Etsy for a while. I don't know how long. I don't think it's been long because I was in her Facebook group right after its creation. There were only a couple people in there. And it's starting to grow and becoming more popular. Her name is Brandy, and she does some really unique colors. One thing I really like about Brandy's fabrics is that she dyes them ahead of time. And I'm eating hair, sorry. She dyes them ahead of time and then she posts them. And so you can see exactly what you're going to get. And she ships them out like right away. So you usually have them within a week, which is super cool. So I like that. And she does this really cool thing called Friday Night Fight Night, which she will just post like fabric she has available, and then people will like be the first to comment to grab them, which is a really good business model, I think. I see that happening with the Garan toten bags or toten bags. Like people just grab them up because they just post them. Like, we have a limited amount, grab them while you can. And it seems to be a really good way to get people interested in buying your product. So it's really cool. Anyway, this is Ice Queen. This is not supposed to be a purchase, but it was posted and I loved it. And so it's 32 count Lagana and it's mine now. And it's that color's pretty accurate. Blue, white. I'm actually had asked Brandy to make me a sky, like a blue and white sky for a dragon that I want to do. But now that I'm looking at this might work. I don't know if it's maybe more blue than I want, but anyway, I'm excited to see what she comes up with. She's working on it as a custom, so we'll see what happens with that. And that goes along really well with my not buying anymore, right? And then I picked this one up just a few weeks ago. This is called Gold Rush, and this is also Be Stitch Me. It's 32 count Jobelin. And I got this for a Stony Creek Halloween design. It's only a 17 by 17, but it's perfect for my purposes. Now we come to Silk Weaver. Oh, dear Silk Weaver. If you've watched my recent videos, you know how I feel about Silk Weaver. I have not had a good experience with their customer service. Their fabrics are gorgeous. Their fabrics are lovely. This Nativity that I am stitching, that I showed you first, this is Silk Weaver linen, and it is amazing. It's like butter. I mean, it's just, I love it. It's so soft and silky, and it's linen. And it's probably my favorite fabric that I've ever stitched on. It's just great. I bought this on eBay years ago as a solo color piece, and it's a weird shape. That's why I got it, because it's this long, I forget what the dimensions are, but it's this long, narrow piece, you know, and it's just perfect for what I needed. So I ordered from them last August for a Mirabilia that I had in mind, and at the same time I couldn't decide on the color. So at the same time I got one from Fiberlicious, and it was sent, she was very fast. She sent that like, I think in a week and a half, which I don't expect that when I'm getting custom dyed fabric, don't get me wrong, but I definitely like had it. And then I didn't have Silk Weaver, and I waited and I waited, and I expect to wait, I'm fine with that. And then I ordered again in October. Is that October? Yeah. No, it was November. It was their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, because they're always having sales. So I ordered it in November for that, and I still didn't have the first piece. And I emailed them, didn't get a response back. Waited about a month, emailed them again, no response back. I was seeing on the Facebook page that people were having issues with the mail, with getting their orders. So I called them in early January, and a gentleman by the name of Jim answered the phone. He was very sweet, very kind, and he looked into it for me and found that it was sitting in a holding bin. And there was a note in the computer that they had emailed me twice about payment. I thought that when I ordered that I had paid for it at that time, because when I've ordered these other ones, I've always paid for it when I buy it, you know, when I order it. Anyway, he took care of it. He sent it. By the way, I looked and I never found those emails, so I don't know where they went. But he got it in the mail. I had it within a week because he put it in the mail for me. But then I had the second order behind it that nobody knew anything about. So I found confirmation of that, and I emailed them, no answer. Emailed them again, no answer. And then last month in February, I commented on their Facebook page. Somebody else was disappointed about the customer service and mail order, and they couldn't seem to find it. So I commented on that, and whoever their Facebook rep is, I have no idea what their name is, who they are, but they reached out to me on Facebook Messenger and said they would look into it. So then I heard back from them a few days later. They said, we found your order, and they're going to dye it tomorrow and ship it to you like within 2 or 3 days. And sure enough, I got it. It came. Jim emailed me, actually reached out to me via email and apologized for the delay and just said thank you, blah, 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 hope you enjoy. So they hadn't even dyed it at that point. It was from late November to early February. And like I said, nobody seemed to even know anything about it until I was able to show them the confirmation number. So I've heard that they're really nice people, and I'm sure they are. I've heard that the shop is amazing if you go in person. I hope I get to go in person, but I will not order from their mail order anymore. Whoever's in charge of their mail order has, I guess, just needs to maybe like change some things, or they need to find somebody else. So I love their fabric. So having said all that, so I don't keep rambling, let me go ahead and show you. So I had to laugh because this was the first fabric. This is called Intrigue, and it's on Belfast 32, and it's an opalescent. Look how sparkly that is. Isn't that not gorgeous? Who wants to stitch over top that? Cover all that up. But I had to laugh because when I got it, it's almost exactly identical to the one I got from Fiberlicious for the same project, which, I mean, that says that obviously that's the color scheme that I want to go with, right? But it's, what was the point? But it is really pretty. It's really pretty. And it's really soft. Like the other one for linen. I mean, it's just, it's lovely soft. Even with the opals in it, which typically I would think would crisp it up. I don't know. I would think it would make it. And I know some of you like the stiffer linen if you stitch in hand, but I can't do that. I've tried to do that. And I have arthritis, mild arthritis in my hands, and I just can't. I can't. I would be out of commission really, really fast. So my second piece of fabric from Silk Weaver is Mystical Seas, and I'm going to do a mermaid on this. Mermaids. And this is just absolutely beautiful too. And this is Lugana, 32 count. So this will be my underwater. I'll probably turn it, I think it has some like, yeah, so that the sunlight's coming down, and so that's that idea. And it's actually more of a muted color than my tablet camera is picking up. It's not quite that bright. It's more of a, it's like a blue-green, but it's like a grayed blue-green. It's not quite as bright, but that's exactly what I wanted. So it's just perfect. So I can't say enough good things about their fabric itself and about their guy Jim. So if you are having any issues, or if you do have any issues with them, call Jim. He'll take care of you. Now, I forgot to bring in one of my kits that I got. But you know what? That's fine, because I have plenty to show, and I'll show it next time, because I'm not going to have as much stuff to show, right? Because I'm not going to buy as much stuff. So she says, okay. Yeah, I had actually, you know what? I don't have a lot of this stuff. I've tried to make this video twice today, and I had to restart because I got called away. I homeschool, you guys, and I never have time to me. Like, I have to literally go hide or like put a movie on or something, and it's cool, but you know, it's not like it's not like they're out of the house at somewhere. Well, I guess I have most of it. All right, I'll show you most of it. So you saw my treasured, no. All right, I do have a new dimension kit, but I don't have it with me, so I'm not going to show it to you. I have a couple of dimensions kits. I got this one day. This was technically before the new year, so I don't think I've showed it on my Flosstube before, but it was before the new year, so I think it's okay. But I had this day. I was waiting somewhere, and I got on eBay on my phone, and I started looking at dimensions kits on eBay, and I purchased a bunch of them. They were good prices, but yeah. All right, let me show you this. This is Mirabilia, Mermaids of the Deep Blue. Most of you have seen this. This is a very popular design, seems to be. This is the one that I want to stitch on the Silk Weaver fabric that I just showed you, the Mystical Seas. That's the plan. I guess I don't have as much patterns to show as I thought, but I do definitely have more. This is the one I picked up on sale. It's in the cellophane, and you know what? I'm not going to bother to take it out right now, so I'm sorry for the glare. But it is, I thought it was Stony Creek, but it's not. It's Imaginating, which I have another Halloween design I'm finishing up from Imaginating. They make some really cute designs. This is going to go on that gold piece that I showed you. And this says, swooping bats, dancing rats, glowing pumpkins, and witches' hats. Hazy moonlight, ghosts in flight, all are ready for Halloween night. Then I picked up a couple of, oops, that stuff dropping out. I picked up a couple of Mill Hill Christmas Village buildings on Stash Unload, which I can't wait to start those, but I'm trying to wait. I'm going to try to do them all on one piece. I've got Victorian Home, Crinkle Crinkle, Toy Shop, and Village Inn. But I want to start with, I have it kind of planned out, so I want to start with the Town Hardware at the top left. So I'm going to get that one first and start that first before I get into these. Was supposed to be getting a holiday, another Dimensions kit, but that didn't, the seller never ended up sending it, but I got my money back, so it's probably better that way. I got Maggie the Messmaker, and I got a couple of Wolves kits, which is for charity things, so I need to get those started. That's pretty much it. And for some reason my video is counting down now, so it's telling me it's time to go. So thank you guys for joining me on the Disorganized Stitcher, and I will see you again next month. Happy stitching!